secured entrepreneurs. It has been all the way live in here since about 2 o'clock this morning. It's now, I think it's 2:45 in the morning. And I know that many of you are going through what Miss Aurorah goes through. You don't make it past 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, this is it. So you might as well get the party started. You might as well get your music going, and you might as well start affirming yourself. Get your affirmations in, get the day going, right? So I said, okay, before I get the day going, and I want to thank all of you who are emailing. Please continue to do so at info@aurorahdayconsulting.com. There are many of you that I'm following up with this week. We are in second quarter, and everyone is just doing so fabulous. I'm so happy. And I have so many stories to share with the secured entrepreneur community. But this morning, I really want to get into the secret of the Psalms. Now, when we were in the winter months, like many of you know, I'm here in the desert. So now it's starting to get hot. So like today was very hot. It was hot today. And it's hot in here now at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Many of us don't do well in the cold. We just do not do well. And so we go through a phase of sadness, right? But that's the time when I have found that I personally get many, many downloads. I've had so many astral travels and have gotten so many downloads and information. It's just unbearable. I had to ask the Holy Spirit to hey, listen, until I get a hold on the information that you've already given me, I'm going to have to either, I'm going to have to tap out, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me take a nap in peace or something. I don't know, right? So the secret of the Psalms is what I want to get into today. And everybody here in the Secured Entrepreneur Movement knows that we are open to everyone's spirituality practices, even the secured entrepreneurs who practice religion. We just welcome all spiritual thought processes, okay? So I want to welcome you to 3 a.m. Shenanigans. The Secret of the Psalms by Godfrey Selig. I gifted this book to several people. I think I even sent a copy of this book to my mom. Okay. I gifted this book to several people that I really, really love a lot. This is the book that caused me to begin to study the Kabbalah, because its roots are in the Kabbalah. And it would do you some good if you're going to get into practicing some of the, I'm going to call them prayer rituals, because they are rooted in the Kabbalah. The author speaks of the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, right? And he talks about how Psalms is broken up into 5 books the way that the Torah is. Okay? So the reason why I want to share this book is because a lot of you all that I'm speaking with who have gone through the winter months, and you felt like, okay, the first quarter was here. It didn't really go the way you wanted it. You didn't really do all of what you really wanted to do. And when things were going okay, it was like, things were just, you had blocks, and you had things that were preventing you. You couldn't understand what was going on. You were making calls and you weren't getting callbacks. I mean, I have heard it all in the first quarter. I have really heard it all from many of you as to the setbacks, the pitfalls, the external situations that you had no control over, okay? And even I was led back to some of the prayers that are in this book. So I want to get into some of the things that the secret of the Psalms is actually going to help you to get accomplished, okay? So you'll see here that there is a psalm for just about everything. And this is why Miss Aurorah is excited about books. I really can't do the PDF thing. I have to have the book because I highlight and I write in my books, okay? But you'll see that there's psalms for luck, Psalms for court cases, Psalms to be successful in business, Psalms to cure male children. And I could really go somewhere with that in what the world is facing with male children at this time. Children, period, but specifically male children, right? Psalms to protect from bodily sufferings and unnatural death. That's very important for a lot of people, okay? Psalms to become free from danger and suffering. Psalms to keep all misfortune away. Psalms to receive instruction or information through a dream or vision. That's key to many of us who are communicated with through dreams or recordings, right? Psalms to receive grace, love, and mercy. Psalms to keep children alive. Psalms to have high people receive you favorably. Psalms to receive good after committing a heavy sin. And that's just missing the mark. That's just not doing what you know you were supposed to be doing to reach your end result, right? Psalms to make yourself fortunate in any of your undertakings. That's the one that I really like a lot. That's the one I'm going to get into that. Psalms to make your home lucky. Psalms to receive holy blessings. Psalms to overcome trouble and loss from business partners. That's important. Psalms to become fortunate in all undertakings. All right. Psalms to receive power, liberating one from prison. That's the first one that I'm going to talk about because this is deep. And Psalms to make yourself forever safe from poverty. Okay. Now, what I want to share is something that he says. And once again, I'm telling you to read the foreword, read what the author tells you about this book before you start practicing any of the prayers. Okay. The author says, everything that I have here stated is as clear as the sun and needs no further proof. And it is equally clear and incontrovertible that all merciful gave the Torah in the beginning to promote man at the same time. Therefore, has God endowed the best interests of the soul and the body of her with exalted talents, powers, and virtues that, with a rational use of her, man may protect himself from danger when no other help is at hand and save himself simply by uttering the words of the living God. On this account, the expression, for it is thy life, occurs frequently in the Torah. And Solomon says in his Proverbs, verse 22, when thou goest, it shall lead me, and when thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. That the Psalms and the Torah are equal in holiness and worthiness will not be called in question. Our wise men declare, he who will daily live closer to God, who deserves to unite his soul with him, and who is willing to live in the closest communication with him, should often pray the Psalms with fervor and devotion. Happy is the man who does this daily and hourly, for this reward will be great. For his reward will be great. Okay. Now let me just go here because Miss Aurorah gets a lot of emails when we do these 3 a.m. videos when I'm sharing a lot of these books. Because everyone believes something different, okay? You know, Miss Aurorah understands and has studied fully the authorized King James Version of the Bible, okay? So the Psalms are a part of the authorized King James Version of the Bible. So you just heard this author say, you know, what did he talk about? Moses and Solomon, okay? Many people are saying we have not found the proof. There is no proof. These people are just going along in la la land, okay? We're going to allow them to believe what they believe. And for those of us who understand that the book is metaphysical, okay, we're going to stick with that, all right? I don't want it to take away from the actual power in the prayer And we all understand about spelling ourselves, affirming ourselves, right? So I want to get into the first one. Now, the first one that I want to get into is the Psalm to deliver or liberate one from prison. Okay. That would be Psalm 71. And the author says, with this psalm, there is likewise neither holy name nor prayer, but it is said to have the power to liberate one from prison, who will for a time pray it reverentially 7 times a day. Now, the reason why this is the go-to prayer whenever you feel like you are just at your wit's end, whenever you feel like you have tried everything, whenever you feel like you are in the same cycle. Why do I keep repeating this very same thing? Why am I not learning the lesson? And maybe this time I did something different, but it keeps coming back. You know how people say, I keep getting in a relationship with the same person and all that. Oh, it's the same spirit, different body, but it's the same situation. Like, you are in prison. Why is it that I keep trying to get this business off the ground? I'm doing everything. I'm working hard. I'm buying into this. I'm buying into that. I'm going to this conference. I don't ever seem to really catch the breakthrough. You are in prison. You are spiritually bound in some way. And if you haven't had the thought process to begin to ask your guardian angels, your team of angels, if you haven't begin to ask for assistance and be shown how is it that you break free, how is it that you come out of bondage, what is it that you have to do, I'm telling you that the start is this psalm. Now, Mr. Aurorah is going to put the psalm up here. I'm going to read it to you. Now, it's long. This is one of the longer psalms in the Bible. However, it's very, very effective. Let Mr. Aurorah just go here. It's very, very effective. Okay. And yes, you would have to set the alarm on your phone if you really plan to get free. If you really plan to get free of some of the stuff that has been weighing you down. Yes, you will say this prayer 7 times a day. Okay, here it is. All right, now Mr. Aurorah is reading from the New Living Translation, but the author puts these Psalms in the book from the Torah. Okay, so, O Lord, you are my refuge. Never let me be disgraced. Rescue me. Save me from my enemies, for you are just. Turn your ear to listen and set me free. Be to me a protecting rock of safety where I am always welcome. Give the order to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. My God, rescue me from the power of the wicked, from the clutches of cruel oppressors. O Lord, you alone are my hope. I've trusted you, O Lord, from childhood. Yes, you have been with me from birth. From my mother's womb, you have cared for me. No wonder I am always praising you. My life is an example to many because you have been my strength and protection. That is why I can never stop praising you. I declare your glory all day long. And now, in my old age, don't set me aside. Don't abandon me when my strength is failing. For my enemies are whispering against me. They are plotting together to kill me. They say, God has abandoned him. Let's go get him, for there is no one to help him now. Oh God, don't stay away. My God, please hurry to help me. Bring disgrace and destruction on those who accuse me. May humiliation and shame cover those who want to harm me. But I will keep on hoping for you to help me. I will praise you more and more. I will tell everyone about your righteousness. All day long, I will proclaim your saving power, for I am overwhelmed by how much you have done for me. I will praise your mighty deeds, O sovereign Lord. I will tell everyone that you alone are just and good. O God, you have taught me from my earliest childhood, and I have constantly told others about the wonderful things you do. Now that I am old and gray, do not abandon me, O God. Let me proclaim your power to this new generation, your mighty miracles to all who come after me. Your righteousness, O God, reaches to the highest heavens. You have done such wonderful things. Who can compare with you, O God? You have allowed me to suffer much hardship, but you will restore me to life again and lift me up from the depths of the earth. You will restore me to even greater honor and comfort me once again. Then I will praise you with music on the harp, because you are faithful to your promises, O God. I will sing for you with the lyre, O Holy One of Israel. I will shout for joy and sing your praises, for you have redeemed me. I will tell about your righteous deeds all day long, for everyone who tried to hurt me has been shamed and humiliated. Now, this prayer is so powerful. This prayer is so powerful. And I know many Christians, because I used to be one, I know many Christians who don't really get into all of the Psalms. For some reason, we're stuck on Psalms 23 and 91. Those are the Psalms. Like, you forget about the power that is within all the other Psalms. Now, I'm telling all of the secured entrepreneurs this morning that if you know that you are stuck in some stuff, I don't care what it is. And I mainly speak to business people. Okay. So I'm giving you my testimony right now. Anything, and especially, yes, cause let me not mess this up. Especially, yes, if you do have a friend or family member who is in actual prison, and they cannot say this prayer for themselves. They are not really ready to begin to spell themselves and cloak themselves in the power behind the words that you're actually going to personalize. Because when you read it, make it personal to yourself. Don't just read it in like a third person. It is, you're talking about yourself, okay? And you may need to pray this prayer for a loved one, okay? You may need to do this prayer, and I'm telling you, stay on it. If you can't do it 7 times, do it 3 times, okay? If you feel like you need to do it more than 7 times a day, hey, that's between you and your higher power as to receive your own instructions about this, okay? So that's to be liberated from prison, mental prison, physical prison, emotional prison, financial prison. This is your Psalm secured entrepreneur, okay? The next Psalm that I want to share is about your business. Now, this one, I'm going to tell you now. Don't. I had a little experience with this one, okay? I had a little experience with this one. And I think I had a little experience with this one because I had to go and try to find some of the original texts. I was like, I don't understand how Psalm 8 is about business. Like, I'm going to read it to you all, and you let Miss Aurorah know what you think about this. Comment below. Let Miss Aurorah know what you think about this one, because, like, what does this have to do with my business? I don't really understand, but I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay, so this psalm is about success in business, right? So the author says, Psalm 8 is the psalm to be successful in business. If you wish to secure the love and goodwill of all men in your business transactions, you should pray this psalm 3 days in succession after sundown and think continually of the holy name of Reshmiel, which signifies great and strong God of love, of grace and mercy. Pronounce at each time the appropriate prayer over a small quantity of olive oil and anoint the face as well as the hands and feet. The letters composing the holy name are found in the words Adir, which is verse 2 of, I believe it's the Kabbalah, okay, or the Torah. Some secure entrepreneur, correct me, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting through, okay. Jarich, verse 4, Adam, verse 5, Melohim, verse 6, Tanish Chilinu, verse 7. The prayer reads as follows. May it please thee, O Reshmiel El, to grant that I may obtain love, grace, and favor in the eyes of men according to thy holy will. Amen and Selah. Now, I want to give this disclaimer to all of the secured entrepreneurs before I read Psalm 8. Now, I had to tell a few people that I sent this book to, because I sent the book so that they can work on the Psalms as it relates to their business. Now, the first time I did this particular Psalm, I had a strong visitation. Now, I had to, okay. You all, many of the secured entrepreneurs who are tight with Miss Aurorah knows that Jupiter is Miss Aurorah's ruling planet. So whenever I'm in here doing my petitions and spelling myself, it's usually happening during Jupiter's hour. So the oil that I use, and many people are asking me for this oil because it's a serious thing. People are asking me to give them some of this oil because I put my frequency and vibration in the oil during Jupiter's hour. So whatever it is that I am chanting, whatever I'm spelling myself with, I'm speaking it into the olive oil, okay, during Jupiter's hour, right? And then I am attaching it to myself as I am spelling myself with the oil, okay? So when I did this prayer and it called for me to put the olive oil on my face and on my feet and to say Psalm 8 3 days in succession after sundown, the very first night I used the Jupiter oil. I said the prayer. Of course I talked to all my angels and I'm having this big conversation, right? So this particular night I said, I really wanted to receive some information, but I had to get very, very still and very, very quiet. So the moment that I got very, very still and very, very quiet, I had a visitation. And when I saw this entity, spirit, whatever you all want to say, I said, all right, sir, Reshmiel, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for showing up. I really do. But cancel. I take it all back, whatever it is. It freaked me out. Now I get so many visitations that I was even surprised that freaked me out. But I started thinking in my mind, okay, I'm not really familiar with Reshmiel. I don't really know does he want something in return, something back? And I'm thinking all types of stuff. And I had to really pray about it. Before I went back. But what I realized a few weeks afterwards is that I just have a very strong connection. I was in the right time in the universe, and I was receiving the assistance that I was asking for. It's really what was going on. I was just receiving the assistance that I was asking for. Okay. So I had to go back and try again. Now, one of my SAG brothers, a fellow SAG, I sent him the book and he had a very similar experience. I was like, oh, cheese and rice, right? Okay. So I want these secured entrepreneurs who are spiritually in tune to be mindful that you are very powerful and you are getting what you're asking for. You are getting exactly what you're thinking and feeling. You are getting exactly what you are vibrating. Okay. So let Miss Aurorah read Psalm 8 and you all comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Remember, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. The one of the original, we know there's been so many translations, but I believe that the version in this book comes the closest to one of the original ways that the psalm was written. All right, now after you say the petition to Reshmiel, you begin to say this prayer. It's Psalm 8. O Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. Your glory is higher than the heavens. You have taught children and nursing infants to give you praise. They silence your enemies who were seeking revenge. When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you have set in place, what are mortals that you should think of us? Mere humans that you should care for us. For you made us only a little lower than God, and you crowned us with glory and honor. You put us in charge of everything you made, giving us authority over all things, the sheep and the cattle and all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims the ocean currents. O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. I want the secured entrepreneurs to comment on that particular psalm. And what do you think it really has to do with you experiencing success in business? I had to study this one for a period of time. Okay. But this is the one where you ask Reshmiel to assist you, and you're going to say this prayer for 3 days in succession after sundown. Okay. The next one that I want to share, and as you saw, there are so many. This is the one to have fortune in all of your undertakings. And I'm telling you that if you say this psalm in the mornings, you will begin to see a lot of things start going your way during the day, like just beautiful things happening to you. People just being so kind to you, wanting to do extra or special things for you. I mean, it's really you already are a walking miracle, but you're going to start to see more light in your day. All the days that you put this prayer in your heart and begin to pray it. Okay, so this is the psalm for becoming fortunate in all of your undertakings. So the author says it's Psalm 57. Whosoever wishes to be fortunate in all his undertakings should pray this psalm daily after the morning prayer in the church, and with it the holy name of Chai, signifying living, which name he should keep constantly in his mind. The 2 letters of this name are contained in the words Chonini, verse 2, and Elohim, verse 6. Again, I'm reading from New Living Translation. Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy. I look to you for protection. I will hide beneath the shadow of your wings until this violent storm is past. I cry out to God Most High, to God who will fulfill his purpose for me. He will send help from heaven to save me, rescuing me from those who are out to get me. My God will send forth his unfailing love and faithfulness. I am surrounded by fierce lions who greedily devour human prey, whose teeth pierce like spears and arrows, and whose tongues cut like swords. Be exalted, O God, above the highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. My enemies have set a trap for me. I am weary from distress. They have dug a deep pit in my path, but they themselves have fallen into it. My heart is confident in you, O God. No wonder I can sing your praises. Wake up, my soul. Wake up, O harp and lyre. I will waken the dawn with my song. I will thank you, Lord, in front of all the people. I will sing your praises among the nations. For your unfailing love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. So that is the psalm to have fortune in all of your undertakings. And once again, make the psalm personal to you. And I would read every version of these psalms as you can. Okay. Those are the 3 that I really wanted to share this morning with the secured entrepreneurs. Now I'm going to be back because many of you have just taken over the email with your questions about Trump's indictment. And what are my thoughts and what does this mean? And you all thought it had something to do with taxation and all that. Miss Aurorah is going to clear all of that up today. Okay, so that's all Miss Aurorah wants to share in this 3 a.m. shenanigan. Okay, comment below with your thoughts, and you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.